Are we really in a relegation battle after last season? Alright everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. In this one we're going to be talking about yesterday's game. I've picked out something what Speakman said at the start of the season, and also we're only 9 points above the drop zone. But on the other hand, we're only 9 points away from the top 6. But before we get on with the rest of the video, do us a favour, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Now then, do you really believe that we could be relegated this season? For me, I do not think so. But I think we've accumulated enough points now, luckily, under Mowbray, that is going to see us in the Championship next season. I cannot see us losing every game from now to the end of the season and teams below us picking up enough points to overtake us. But stranger things have happened, and I'm going to talk to you about the bottom teams' up-and-coming fixtures as well. But first things first, we've got to talk about Speakman. What Speakman said at the start of the season, he's made a rod for his own back straight away. We want to put a team out there that can be challenging for the top of the league. No one is satisfied with getting into the playoffs. While it was a great achievement last year, we've got to keep being successful and keep moving forward. Now, like I said, he's made a rod for his own back because he's put all that pressure, not just on him, on the team as well. The fans now expect us to get the top 6. Really, the fans would have been happy with the top 6, but he said he wants to put a team out there that's going to be challenging for the top of the league. So he wanted the automatics. Now, he thought that getting rid of all your experience and bringing in a bunch of kids and unknowns, that's the main point now, unknowns. Players who are so young and haven't even played in this league before, even in League One or any English football for that matter. He thought that they would be capable of beating the likes of Leeds, the likes of Leicester, Southampton, teams that just came down from the Premier League to number 2 spot or number 1 spot. He thought that was the best method by getting rid of all your experience. There's no spine in our team. There's no spine whatsoever. But in games like yesterday, when we're running out of ideas, they've done really well to stop Norwich scoring. They really did. Norwich have scored 13 goals at home. They were unbeaten in 5. They were in form. They've got some really good experienced players in their team. The likes of Sargent, the likes of Ashley Barnes, Saw. They've got some outstanding players. And for us, with no experience, very young team, missing out key players, we've done really well to stop them scoring. We've reduced them to speculative efforts from outside the box. Patterson made 1 or 2 good saves. But, like I say, Speakman thought that was a great idea to get rid of the experience. Not just Speakman, Kale did as well. Because here's the final say who comes, who goes, who gets sacked, who gets brought in. And it's been a catastrophic fuck up from December. It really has. I put it down to, I'd say about maybe Birmingham game where we won 3-1. After that, it's just been downwards. I know Dodds in his first stint did well with the 2 victories, but you know, for me personally, I think we should bring in a new manager sooner rather than later. I really do, unless it's just going to be the same football what we're watching. Dire, boring football. We are a shadow of our former selves from last season. That is not the same team. I missed that team yet last season compared to this one. But listen, that's just what's happened. That's what we've got, the cards we've got dealt with. That's what we've got to put up with. There's nothing we can do from now till the end of the season. The decision's been made. Dodds is in charge from now till the end of the season, which, gone off recent form, we could be sucked further down the league. And now with Speakman saying that at the start of the season, we want a team that's going to finish in the top 2, and he's dished up this. His position be questioned now? Me personally, you can question it. You can question it. He's got to be held accountable from December to now. How we fell off so bad. How the football what you're watching is so boring and depressing, and you know, I'm having to get dragged to games again. You've got to ask what was his thought process into getting rid of all of our experienced players, thinking that these unknowns can get us to the top 2. It's mental. You ask anybody, any supporter, even pundits. Marco Gabbiadini says it practically every night on BBC Newcastle. The squad's not good enough, and getting ready experience has cost us vastly. It really has. Keeping experience and adding experience could have got us into the top 6. No chance we could have got the top 2, but us fans would have been happy with the top 6. Now, a lot of fans, not me, like personally, saying we should be looking over our shoulder. Now I've written down teams what's down the bottom half of the table, that what their fixtures are and the points they've accumulated. Now I'll start off with Stoke. No, sorry, I'll start off with Huddersfield. Huddersfield have West Brom, Coventry and Ipswich. That's all. Then it's teams in and around them. So they can pick up some good points there. Remember, the only 3 teams I see Huddersfield dropping points to, basically. And then you've got Stoke. Now, Stoke have Leeds, Norwich, Hull and West Brom and Southampton. There's a few more there. They're on 38 points. They obviously won the last game as well. So, you know, they could be turning the corner now. Right, now, Leeds. The last game, they drew with Huddersfield. Decent point again. Huddersfield had 10 men as well. Norwich beat us. Really good form. West Brom, they beat Coventry 2-1 and Southampton beat Birmingham 4-3. Really good game. Southampton were dropping points though. And listen to this one. If we continue in this form, we continue getting beat week in, week out, we continue losing, our last game of the season's very interesting. Now, we've got history with this team. Sheffield Wednesday, their run-in is Leeds, Norwich, Ipswich, West Brom and us. I've got to take more games, obviously, but I'm just picking out what our teams, what's doing well, in and around the top 6. Won the last 3 games. They're fighting for their lives. They want to get out that relegation zone. They want to stop in this division. And now that's a team I would hate to be coming up against when we're playing the way we are. I'm telling you now, coming up against the teams that's fighting down the bottom half of the table, teams we can't beat. We can't beat teams down the bottom half of the table. Yes, we've got away with it a few times at home, but we do struggle with teams down the bottom half of the table, and especially teams that's fighting for their lives. It's going to be hard. I tell you what, I'm more looking over my shoulder than I am looking up the league, thinking, oh, 9 points away, we can still potentially dig it. Dodds believes we can. He says the team believe we can. He thinks that we are turning the corner and that we were so close to turning it round, which I cannot see it. I really cannot see it. The performance was better against Norwich than it was against Swansea at home. But I cannot see it personally. I really cannot see how we are going to be looking up rather than down. I do not think that we're getting relegated. I think under Tony Mowbray, we've accumulated enough points to keep us all right. I think we'll win a couple of games from now to the end of the season and we will be all right. We'll not be looking over our shoulder. Like I say, I think we'll finish 10, 12, something like that. I didn't see us getting the top 6 in a million months of Sunders. Cannot see it happening. And that's what I was saying on the stream. I think we should get the manager or head coach, whoever it may be, in charge now. I really do. I think now is the time to make it happen so he can say who's good enough and who's not. Who he thinks should be replaced and who he thinks shouldn't. But thinking about that, that's all down to Speakman. So KLD and Speakman have to really think and reassess this model come the end of the season, because season tickets are up for renewal, and I've seen a lot of fans saying that they might not be renewing the season ticket. I've heard it on BBC Newcastle as well, and people are saying this. And I think it's crazy personally, because I'll support them in League 2, Conference, you name it. I'll be there with my season ticket. I'm a one for punishment. But look where we've come from in such a short time. It's a 3 to 5 year game plan, like they say. That will, 5 years will be a good established championship team and will be sustainable in the Premier League. We'll not get battered week in, week out. Like Burnley, the likes of Sheffield United, who's just going to be coming back down. But that'll not work if you think having a team full of young kids. You're not. You need a blend of experience. You've got to reassess this model come the end of the season. Yes, get the manager in, head coach in if it be Will Still, whoever it may be. I'm not saying it is, but whoever. Then start with bringing experience in, because it'll not work. You've got to get off the form since we've got rid of our experience. It's dropped off a cliff. Now, if Clark's gone, and maybe a few others, because Premier League clubs are looking at them, you've got to replace them with experience in my eyes. You really have to. I didn't even think you can replace Clark, to be honest. It's going to be so hard. Now, are they really going to reinvest Clark's money? No, I don't think they will. They'll probably bring in, with this current model, a lot of young other players again. But if you want to get into the Premier League, you've got to bring in experience. I know I've said experience numerous times on this video and it's starting to do my head in. But you've just got to. This model, I like it if it involves having a blend, a spine of experience. Are you a KLD out? Are you a Speakman out? What's your thoughts? I put a poll out there and I think it was near on 80% of people who took the poll said Speakman out. You've got to remember the players that Speakman have brought in. Now you've got to look at it from both sides of the coin. He's brought in some outstanding players. Listen, this team was, I think on paper, the full squad was 12 million. Now, I didn't know exactly how much we'll get for players, but I tell you what, it's worth a hell of a lot more now. So, yes, we are moving forward from the Championship days, but since December, we fell off a cliff, we're going backwards, and it's looking good at the minute. Are you a Speakman in? Are you a Speakman out? Are you a KLD in? KLD out? I've done a poll. 80% was saying KLD out, Speakman out, sorry, at this minute. Now, like I say, come the end of the season, they've got to reevaluate things. They've got to look at this model, and it's not working. And I don't think it's sustainable going into the start of next season. If they sell Clark and they bring in more kids, we're just going to be in a relegation battle at this moment in time. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. See you in a bit.